Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your weekly reading from May 5th to the 14th. This is for Virgo, Sun, and Rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity. To get more specific with your reading, Virgo, I do this because I love you and I want you to feel like it's a personal reading rather than a general spread. Lastly, I use astrology because it's been used for thousands of years. It's had major influence on divination, and I finally made a video. I'll put the link up somewhere up here on where I go a little bit more in depth about using astrology with tarot. It does bring a lot more depth to the reading, and so feel free to whenever you want to, if you want to see that video. This is a big week. Okay, now you'll notice I said May 5th to the 14th. Technically, I would be doing 8th to the 14th for the weekly, but we have to include that full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio. Okay, so this one's huge. It's on the 5th. Now, it's really intense, Virgo. It's really intense. And what's really interesting, it's happening in your third house. All right. So what does that mean for you? So what that means is your third house is communication, the way that you communicate. And the funny thing about this, and I'll get to it later, it's communication. It's, your neighbors, your siblings. There could be some sort of moment like, where things were just really heavy, or you may feel, this full moon, it's draining. Okay, it's draining, it's intense, but it's that, think of it as like a cathartic moment where you finally get to release something, where it's something like that's coming to an end, something that you're nipping in the bud, something that's just not empowering you anymore, something that you just feel, just think of it as like a detoxifying eclipse. All right. And now what I want you to do is I want you to think back to May 15th, 2022, because eclipses happen in series. Something could have happened around that time, and this is just the final one, because this is the final full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio. Okay, you can even think back to November 19th, 2021. Okay, so something that with your siblings as well as neighbors, communication, and even travel. If there's something travel related with y'all, could be even like traveling to see siblings or whatnot, aunts, cousins. They're also included. Now, here's where it gets really interesting: is that this eclipse is happening during Mercury retrograde. Okay, so Mercury is your ruling planet, so there could have been some miscommunication, considering the fact that this eclipse happened in your house of communication. Okay, so things could be just, there could be some miscommunication been going on with y'all, even technological, mishaps, or even just things that are just like, you misplaced your keys, emails didn't go through, your internet went out, just things like that, like crazy things. But again, think about how that resonates for you, okay? Because this is, again, it's this, I want you to feel like it's a cathartic feeling, like this eclipse, letting go, surrendering things, okay? Also, with that Mercury retrograde in Taurus, that is affecting your ninth house, all right? So a lot of y'all, if you are working on books, if you're working on a website, you may be rethinking the way that maybe you're restructuring it, maybe you're editing, maybe you're rethinking the characters. It also rules long distance travel. So you see how this eclipse and the Mercury retrograding are hitting the two houses of travel. So there could be a lot of travel resonating with y'all. Okay, a lot of travel stuff activity may come up around this time, rethinking things. Even if you work with people overseas. All right, so keep that in mind. And then lastly, it does your ninth house is spirituality. Okay, so there could be just a shift the way that you see things in terms of, your belief system and your values, and especially because Taurus is ruled by Venus. So let's go ahead and get started. Oh, one more thing. Actually, Sunday, May 7th, Venus does enter Cancer. All right. So at this point, Mars and Venus are in Cancer. And this is great. Okay. It's, it's really fun. Venus in Cancer is great. I love it. It's all about love, 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 love. Mars in Cancer is, it's in its fall. But with Venus there, it's almost like, like Smurfette coming up to Grumpy Smurf and saying, everything's gonna be great, and they do their song and they dance and stuff. So it's kind of like that. It's happening in your 11th house, your social network. Okay, so things are gonna feel really good with your friends, with organizations you belong to, even you communities, even if you work in social media, if you're active on social media, the great time. You might get a lot of love, a lot of likes, and it also rules your hopes and dreams. So let's go ahead and get started, because that is your 11th house. Let's go ahead and get started, Virgo. Let's see what's going on for you, all right, for this week, May 5th to the 14th. Again, this is for Virgo sun and rising, and for anyone who wants to read their moon, their Venus, you are more than welcome to any of the, if you know your birth chart. I always say that. Now, you'll see my dog has taken up all my table space, so we are going to make do here and see if we can do this without waking her up. I don't think I've ever woken her up, but there has been a time where she has woken up before I put the cards out, and it was really funny. You should have seen it. She was like, what is going on here? What are these cards? Second thing, Virgo, is in that video, I do explain, rising sign. I get a lot of questions. I get a lot of at least like 20 questions a week about the rising sign. So if you have questions about your rising sign, it is the other half. Everyone should be reading their rising sign, okay? Especially this eclipse is, it's going to affect the Virgos rising the most, but everything, is based on your birth chart. But I do explain that a little more, how to get your rising sign, how to find out how to get it and whatnot. But look at this. Look at you. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So, whew, Virgo. Wow. This is, last month you had a very, it was like you're going through a big transformation, okay? Considering that Jupiter in Aries is still active right now, okay? Jupiter moves into Taurus next week. Jupiter is still in Aries. It is in your 8th house of transformation, okay? Transformation, death and rebirth, all right? So we're seeing that here. Now, you did get the 4 of Cups, all right? You got the 4 of Cups in your past. Now, what I like to say, when this card comes up, it's all about that gratitude. I say this card's like a test. You see that he has 3 full cups with him, all right? And the universe is offering, the hand of spirit is offering him a 4th cup, all right? But look at his reaction as he's crossing off his heart. It's not, he's that grumpy Smurf, right? And so he's not very grateful for this. And so there's a sense of something that may have come through your life that you were just like, or, really bored with it, or just not very satisfied. Always have that gratitude, no matter what comes in, right? Always have that gratitude. Even if it's, if you were, like for instance, if you were job hunting and you got a job interview and you had 3 interviews, 4 interviews, it was going great, and finally they gave the job to someone else. You're not going to take, like a baseball bat and bash everything in your house, right? And you're not going to shake your fist and scream. You're going to have that moment of well, that wasn't great, but I've learned a lot from it. And now I'm using that to empower myself. And now I know that there's actually something better for me, because that wasn't meant to happen, okay? So it's always having that gratitude. It is the highest vibration in the laws of attraction. So always have that gratitude, because this card coming up shows that there may have been something that in the past that just was something wasn't something didn't connect with you, okay? And this is a very significant card, okay? The reason why is because it's a hand of spirit. You only see this hand of spirit in the aces, okay? So basically, Ace of Cups here, right? And then he's just right? So have that gratitude instead of woof, right? Accept everything. But here's the great thing is that, look, this is in your past. So it looks like you did have that gratitude, because look at where that's brought us. Boom, the Emperor in the heart of your spread. I've not seen the Emperor in the heart of the spread in a really long time. This is mastery of self. And so that's why I feel like you are, because looking at your entire spread here, it looks like you are on this really, you're going uphill, all right? So that's really great, all right, coming after the 4 of Cups. But the Emperor, hey, he's the ruler, all right? Ruler of his own destiny, ruler of this kingdom. I mean, look at him. The crown for victory, success. He has a long white beard for wisdom. You see the orb in his hand representing the world, the Egyptian Ankh. That's like a life force right there. I mean, This is amazing. Now, remember I said Jupiter is in Aries still, all right? This card is ruled by Aries. So take advantage of that. The things that you want, oh, go for it. But it really looks like you're going to be sitting in this throne this week, just really on top of it. It looks like you have, you're going to be very commanding, very compelling. And I really love this for you. I think this is absolutely amazing. I love the fact that you did get the Emperor, okay? Because this is, I always, four in tarot is all about order, okay? It's all about structure, stability, right? Think about the four legs of a table, all right? Now, you see this here. You're going from 4 to 4, so you're still going in this sequence. So that's why I'm thinking, or this is telling me that you did have that gratitude, and you did eventually open up your arms, and now you have all this power, okay? Here's the other thing that came through is you did get the Queen of Cups. However, you got the Queen of Cups in your challenge area. So two things here. One, she's very Cancer, okay? This is, queens are water, cups are water. This is double water here. Very intuitive, very psychic, very loving, right? Very loving, very nurturing. She is the most intuitive, psychic. She's in touch with her emotions, right? You can even see her feet are in the water. All right, so water is emotions, but it came up in your challenge area. So this week, you have a lot of power, but don't lose that sense of that love part, right? Like, don't have like an iron fist. Have that power, use that power as a force of good in terms of your life, but have a lot of love with that power as well. All right, have a lot of love. Bring in Smurfette, all right? So the other thing is have a lot of self-love is a message coming through. And I want you to have that self-love coming through as well, all right? As you move forward, some of y'all may, it's going to help you. Like I said, she is very intuitive. When she comes up in your challenge area, though, it's that time to, you may be thinking too much like powerfully without, and it may, when you don't have that self-love, when you have that self-love, it really, opens up those portals for, to tap into your intuitive side. So keep that in mind, all right? Keep that in mind as you move forward this week. And boom, you got the Magician, all right? You got the Magician in your crown. I really love this for you because it looks like, remember I said you've been going through a transformational time in your life. And it is actually like, I always feel, transformational is like, it's, for you, Virgo, it's an understatement. Like, you're really going through this brand new Virgo, like this brand new me, all right? This brand new me, all right? And it looks like you want it anyway. I mean, the Magician, we're talking about the Fool's Journey here, all right? We're at card 1, all right? Now, he has the or the hero's journey, if that, resonates more with you. But this is you have the power to manifest whatever you want on this journey, all right? On this new journey. And it looks like for a lot of y'all, this week you are starting something new, or you want to start something new, or you've started something new, okay? Use that power that you have. Throw it into anything that you want at this point. He has some power to manifest anything he wants, right? He also has, the symbol of infinity over his head. That's infinite possibilities, unlimited potential. I mean, you see all tools of tarot at his disposal, all right? You see them all here, okay? He has the cups, the pentacles, the swords, the wands. Where do you want to direct that energy? Think about that right now, okay? Think about that. Is it more money? Is it love? Is it career? Is it family? One other thing I'm going to point out, as above, so below, right? So you see his hand pointed to the sky, the other hand pointed to the ground. Come on. I want you to pay attention to the hand pointed to the ground. You know what your dreams are. You know what you want. You know what your passions are, okay? You know what you want to, manifest. Bring them into your reality. The Magician is a very active card. You have to take action, okay? But again, it looks like a lot of y'all are. Looking at your spread, a lot of y'all are. So that's amazing. That's great. I love that for you. All right. Now you also got the Two of Pentacles in the root of your spread. This is saying that there is something that is part of this taking action, part of this next step, part of this new era is remember I said this eclipse, we're eclipsing something out, right? It's going to feel good once you eclipse it out. Okay. And so this is saying, there's, it feels like there's a little bit of imbalance in your life this week, but this is when you sort it all out. okay? And so you can see in this card, he has 2 pentacles, right? So remember, Jupiter in Aries, again, the reason why this is significant is because not only is it like death and rebirth, but the 8th house is also other people's resources. So that may be a big thing for you this week, all right? Remember, this is the last week. Jupiter is in Aries, all right, your 8th house. And when I say other people's resources, think about inheritance, think about bonuses, commissions, think about your partner's income, right? Think about anything but your salary. Think about even investments, right? But you may be having to make a decision around that this week. Pentacles are money and wealth, right? So, but pentacles are also earthbound, all right? So in your physical world, think about that. What is going to bring that balance, all right? Use that power that you have, okay, to bring that balance, because once you, bring that balance into your life, everything is smooth, right? Everything is just so like it's like riding the perfect like surf wave. I shouldn't even be making that analogy because I don't surf and I don't know if that's like the right terms, but catching the wave, riding the anyway, you get what I'm saying, because these waves here, they're so uneven, and so he's got it 1 foot off the ground. Pentacles, or just he keeps juggling it. So it looks like this week there may be a decision that you're resting on, or you could be even like stuck in a situation where you feel like, all right, I got to get out of this situation. I'm going to do this. All right. It's something that like maybe wasn't in your hands. But at the end of the day, there is something that you may have to do to bring a little bit of balance in your life. And this eclipse is going to help. All right. It's going to really help. Now, look, you got the 8 of Cups in your future. I feel like I feel like this has come up in a lot of your readings. Now, the 8 of Cups in your future. 2 significant things. This card has come up in a lot of readings this week, okay? Because interestingly, there's an eclipse. All right, there you go. There's an eclipse. The lunar eclipse happening right now, and so this is game changing. Eclipses are game changers. Okay, now you can see he's leaving the cups. There's nothing wrong with the cups, but he's had that moment of clarity where he's realized, I know there's something better for me, okay? So it could be even like a bittersweet moment. He's doing it in the middle of the night where no one can see him. You see the water here. Remember, water's emotions, but there's a lot of rocks, okay? And so it could be kind of like a little bittersweet moving forward, but it's in your future. It looks like there is something that you're moving away from because it's not serving you well, okay? And so this is amazing. Remember, cups are emotions and, even love and even like wonderment, but all of that, just think about it. It's all about the feels. Now, with Saturn having moved into Pisces back in March, Virgo, that is your 7th house of partnerships. All right, so for some of y'all, it could be a partnership. It could be something that is Saturn is very active this week. He's actually very active this month, but Saturn is the planet of discipline, responsibility, the planet of tough love. But it's Saturn. I love Saturn in Pisces, okay? And so it is your 7th house partnerships, and that does I want you to know that's not just love and romance, okay? That's career as well, or partnerships in what resonates with you. All right, could be a boss, could be a colleague, could be your partner at home. It could be just think partnerships. All right, but it for a lot of y'all that may resonate. But here, even still, there's something that you may be leaving behind for the better, okay? Because it's better for you. All right, so that's really great. All right, remember, and you have a lot of power. All right, just have that self-love and bring that love in, bring Smurfette in. All right, so let's get to your stuff. All right, Virgo, I love you. You're amazing. If you like this reading, by the way, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. I love all that. I love hearing from you. I love to know what's going on in your lives. I always, I have a good relationship with my mom, who's a Virgo. So it's always interesting to see how this matches up with her, what's going on with her. And if you are a subscriber, you're amazing. Thanks so much. Thank you so much for being here. You really make my day. I wouldn't be here without you. So I am truly grateful and I do appreciate it. So let's get to boom. Look at this. All right. This. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So, okay, let's get to it. You did get the 7 of Wands. All right. So it looks like, there's a tug of war feeling that's coming through for me. This is all about valor. All right. I feel like, gosh, I'm getting deja vu here. This is all about valor, all right? This is, it's almost like this week, there's going to be a part of you where you feel like you're in defense mode, but also offense mode a little bit. There's like a tug of war. Again, it could be with neighbors, it could be with siblings, it could be with like some family members, or even like a partner, but even at the same time, work stuff as well. But here's the thing. The Seven of Wands comes after the Six of Wands, which is the card of victory and success. Okay, so it's almost as if these people that are coming after this, the young man here, are jealous of him and envious of him, right? Because that's what happens sometimes. And so you did nothing wrong. It just feels like there may be some people that are just like nipping at, just come do. It's kind of like it's like you're on a hike and you suddenly come across like all this cactus that you have to like carefully navigate, and because they're just like pinchers are out. All right, that was that's Mars and Cancer too. So thankfully Smurfette's there. But listen, this is really great because he's successful, he's victorious. Okay, it is a slippery slope, but you've got this. All right, so if there is a sense of some people coming after you this week, just it's all about standing your ground, standing what you believe in, and standing up for what you believe in, and also just really drawing a line in the sand at this point, right? All right, so now you got the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, in your external factors area, there is a sense of here's the thing. This is your second seven, all right, in your staff. And then you'll see you got two twos here, okay? So I don't know if you're into numerology. This is really interesting. This is actually, you got three twos, all right? Remember, you got two fours. Now you got two twos. Now you got two sevens, or three twos and two sevens. So this is, let's just get to it. Before I even get to the numbers, it's time, Virgo. This came right next to the Eight of Cups. It's time. Time to make that decision, all right? Time to make that decision this week. Right? In the root of your spread. Oh my gosh. And then, yeah. Time to make that decision, okay? What does your intuition tell you? What does your heart tell you? Go with that. Go with that, okay? Go with that. Just trust yourself. Virgo, trust yourself. This is saying, look, I've worked really hard to get to the point where I'm at. We're talking blood, sweat, and tears. We're talking, I've raked up everything that I've worked hard for. And I'm looking back at it and I'm asking myself, I'm taking this little break. Am I even on the right path? Is this even worth going further on? Is the things that I want, why is it not happening soon enough? Is there a reason for that? But listen, this came in your external factors era, by the way, so there is going to be I want you to trust your intuition. I want you to trust like your guides, your spirit guides, if you have spirit guide, you do believe you're into that, but I really want you to trust that now, okay? Because that's going to help you make a decision. He's pausing here. It's a good time to think about your next step. Think about your next step. Now, I'm not saying that any of y'all are on the wrong path. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying it's a good time to think, is this the right path? And if it is, that's amazing. Keep going. Think about ways that you can ascend in that area, right? Think about the ways, like if you've been at the same job for 2 years, maybe it's time to ask for a promotion. Maybe it's time to ask for a raise. Maybe it's time to, do you know what I mean? Like, think about ascension. Think about ascension. Now, sevens are all about desire, and it's ruled by Venus in the tree of life, okay? So, and then again, remember, victory, okay? Victory. So we're looking for that. And so this is really interesting because we're looking for that victory for you. And remember, you have so much power anyway. A lot of dad energy here too, actually. If you are a dad, it doesn't even have to be a dad. It's just really masculine energy. But just all that power, like it's really, really, I mean, you do have a powerful spread, okay? You have a powerful spread, but think about that, all right? We want you to move forward, all right? We want you to move forward into this new place. And again, it looks like you are going to have a decision to make. You not only got the Two of Pentacles, you got the Two of Swords here. Okay, swords. What makes these different is the swords are the mental suit, right? And so it's like intellect, logic, communication, all of that. Remember what I said. This eclipse is happening in your third house of communication, and it's not communication comes in all different forms, all right, like all contracts and writing things, and so this is saying that right now it looks like there is possibly something this week you are going to have to make a decision on. You might be a little bit afraid, all right. Now here's the crazy thing is that Pluto's really active. He's pretty naughty, very powerful. You have to ask yourself, like, am I going to empower myself or feel powerless, right? Like, don't feel powerless. You have the Emperor in the heart of your spread. You have a lot of power this week, okay? So I want you to empower yourself. I want you to be able to take out that blindfold. I want you to be able to make that decision, all right? And it may not be an easy decision for you, especially because, again, you see rocks in the water here as well, all right? But what did I say from the beginning? Trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. That's going to make all the difference, okay? Especially because you got the Queen of Cups in your challenge area, all right? Trust your intuition. You have the moon right here in your future, okay? Intuition. And now you have the sliver of the moon there. Trust your intuition, all right? Trust your intuition. There may be a decision you have to make. There may be something that you're going to have to surrender and let go, all right? Take out that blindfold. Take all the time you need to, all right? I want you to do it at your comfort level. But how crazy is this? You got the High Priestess in your final outcome. These two cards are very similar. Obviously the major arcanas are like a lot more significant, but you see the sliver of the moon at her feet, right there. And then you see they're both two, duality. When the High Priestess came out in your final outcome, all right? And so this is a great sign. This is it. This is great. When I say trust your intuition, she's a guardian of the subconscious. She is the most intuitive. She's the most, to a spiritual level. All right. Now, what's really interesting is I think that you're going to, anyway, I think there's a part of you where, again, it's that power thing. It's like, just remember to have that balance. All right. And when I say balance, mind, body, soul, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, have that balance, okay? Don't let one outweigh the other this week, all right? Now, the High Priestess has come out to say, hey, go within, trust your intuition. That's going to make all the difference. It's going to give you all that deep sacred knowledge that you seek, that you're looking for. You're going to be fine. You're going to be good as long as you trust your intuition. This is really great. And what's really interesting is that there's a lot of that intuitive spiritual energy here. This Mercury retrograde in Taurus is, again, in your 9th house, all right? Spirituality, all right? So really trust yourself, all right? Trust yourself and do what you can to, whether it's meditating, whether it's, just raising your energy levels, bringing more violet into your life, and I say that only because violet, out of like the color spectrum, like violet has the shortest wavelength. So it has like the violet light. So it has the, let's just say that like the highest level of like the strongest level, like frequency, okay, the strongest frequency. That's why the crown chakra is violet. And I have my violet crystal here before I do your reading. So Virgo, you're amazing. You have a lot of power. You're definitely have to make a decision this week, okay? There's going to be a pivotal decision. It looks like you want to move forward from something. It looks like you will be moving forward from something anyway, and something's going to be eclipsed out of your life, and you're just it's going to feel great. I love you, Virgo. You're amazing. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, if you like this reading, hey, it would be great if you subscribe, leave comments. I love hearing from you. I love emojis if you're not a commenter. And next week, and if you're a subscriber, I love you. I always have to say that because I do love you. And thank you so much for being here. I am very grateful. Next week is going to be the big week with the new moon in Taurus. Oh wait, no, actually, sorry. Am I in the right week? Yeah. Jupiter going into Taurus, game changing. That's all going in your ninth house. All right, that's amazing. New moon in Taurus. We have Mars going into Leo. I mean, take a deep breath. That one's going to be huge. And then Sun going into Gemini. Anyway, I talk too much. I'm going to let you go. Bye. Thanks. Bye.